It's April from the Noble Garden, and I'm going to start a 3-video series with you guys going over what I'm planting in my garden this year. We're going to start off with my deer-resistant garden, and what I mean by that is I have never dealt with deer. They have not been a problem for me in the city where I was living. However, here in the country, I've already seen them a lot. I know they're going to be a problem. We do plan on building a fence around my garden, but it's just not going to be tall enough. So, I've been doing some research on what plants deers do not like. So, I do plan on making a very small barrier garden around the fence to also help with deer. But this year that fence is not going to be there, so this stuff will be more like in pots. I also plant stuff like this in between my plants in my beds, so that should help as well. But I thought we should look over my seeds together and see exactly what I have. So I brought out my herbs and I brought out my flower seeds because it's a mixture of both of those. The other thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is we're going to go over my last frost date. And this date is different from everybody. You can go online, you can go to the almanac, and you can put in your zip code, and it's going to tell you what your last frost date is, and that's what I did. And mine's going to be around April the 20th. And so most of this stuff I'm going to plant when I plant my big summer garden, which will be April 30th. I'm going a little bit past my frost date just from experience at the other place that I live. Last year we got a late minute frost that kind of killed a lot of my stuff, so I do want to take that into consideration. Some of these herbs can go in sooner, so I might think about that. But for me to plant my summer stuff out April 30th, I do want to start a lot of the seeds 8 weeks before I put it out, which actually is going to be more like 9 weeks. February 26th is the date I have decided. So let's get started on talking about deer resistance. First of all, if anyone has any ideas for me how to deter deer, let me know. I'm up to any discussion and advice on how to keep deer out of the garden. Me doing a herb garden, a flower garden to keep them out is an experiment. I'm going to do it, and you guys can watch with me, and we'll all learn together on this. So, let's get started. Okay, guys, let's dive into what plants deer don't like and what I have. I know that my best friend also has a lot of flowers and herbs, so some of the stuff that I'm going to see, I know I can get a few seeds from her. But we'll just go over a couple things that I have seen on here. And it does talk about more than just herbs and flowers. I know there's some shrubs. I'm not interested in doing shrubs because I do a vegetable garden. And I do see on here, I have seen, a couple of my vegetables that I plant on here as well. And we'll talk about those. So one of the first things I see on here, and I do anyways, is grow onions. As we go through this, I'm going to make myself a list. So one of the flowers that I see and I know that I have are snapdragons. So we'll go ahead and add that to the list. Asparagus is one of those. Asparagus is something I actually do intend to grow. From my reading, I understand they don't like ferns, and from the fact that asparagus grows ferns is the reason why that's on there. Borage. I use borage a lot for other bug issues, so why not add that? That's going to be inside my garden beds anyways, because I companion plant them to prevent some bugs. Marigolds on there. I use marigold throughout my garden to deter not only all kinds of bugs, but also rabbits don't like them, and I have seen rabbits around here. And I did have rabbits in the old place, and I did notice that marigold kept them out something kept them out, and I had marigolds in the garden, so I always just assumed my marigolds were working. Bachelor's Buttons is a flower, and I do have some seeds for that, so we can write that one down. My best friend had Bleeding Heart. So I'm going to write that down, and anything that is from my best friend's collection, I'm going to star, so I know that I have to ask her for some. Lavender. I always grow lavender. I grow lavender. It's supposed to help with mosquitoes as well, but I grow it mainly because I just love the smell of lavender myself. I want to. I don't have it. I did not see that my best friend has Sweet Alyssum, but I have all intentions of buying it. So that one, I'm going to put me a little dot beside. The other thing that I saw in here that I want to grab is straw flower. I was told it was easy to get your hands on. So I'm going to put a little circle beside it. Circles means I'm going to look into buying them. I have lemon balm. That is a herb. I have mint. Catnip, my best friend has. Basil, I grow basil every year, no doubt. Basil also goes in the big garden for, it's supposed to make tomatoes taste better, but it's also to help with bugs. Peonies, poppies, I have both of those. I have rosemary. I believe I saw black-eyed Susan in my best friend's collection when I looked at it the other day. I have thyme, and I have zinnia. So, of course, I don't plan on planting all of these. That's a lot of stuff. But I'm going to sit down and take a look at this, see what stuff grows when, and when's the best time to put this stuff in, kind of come up with a game plan. I need to do some research on each one of these items that I don't know about. I'm also probably going to have to do these more in containers, so I need to look and see what type of containers I have. I do have the 5-gallon Lowe's buckets that can be used for these purposes, just to put around the garden beds until I can get that border built. Of course, this year I can also experiment with just putting this stuff inside the garden beds around the vegetables in open places, which I do with the boards, the marigold, the onions, the basil. I had put last year, I put rosemary in my garden. I could put thyme in my garden. I'll always throw zinnias in there. So some of this I can just, I plan on throwing inside the garden beds anyways. The only thing you need to be careful with, anything in the mint family has to be in its own container because it will take over my beds, and I do not want that. I mean, yes, I don't want to worry about deer in my garden, but I also don't want to worry about mint drowning out anything else. So this was the beginning of listing some stuff. If you guys know of any plants that I can plant that deer don't like, do chime in. I do have another slide up that can tell me some stuff. I don't think I remember reading anything on here that was different. I do think that this right here is plenty start. Good start. One other thing I can ask you guys is if you have any advice on where to get asparagus crowns from. I do have a pack of seeds for asparagus, but I don't think I want to do it by seeds. I think I want to do it by crowns. So let's go ahead and look at my herbs and see what I have already. So I've got peppermint. rosemary. Y'all hear that noise in the background? That's my dog playing. Here is my basil. I do holy basil as well. My lavender, which I thought I had. Lemon balm. Thyme, which I said I had. And some more basil. Guys, come on. I'm going to put a check mark by the stuff that I know I have. So I know I have basil, thyme, lemon balm, lavender, basil, rosemary, and mint. All right, so that's my herbs. Let's go through my flowers. I thought I read somewhere about cosmos and daisies, but that did not pop on here. I went with my kids to the Dollar Tree yesterday, and we picked up some flowers, and I knew they messed up because I meant to pick up something else, and I guess my kids not paying attention to them switched stuff out, and they got me a flower garden mix. I hope on the back it tells me what's in here. Apparently alyssum is in here. I want to buy my own real alyssum though. I might let the kids have fun with that since they messed up. They're kids. They thought they were helping. Forge, which I thought I had. Zinnia, which I knew I had. I always have zinnia every year. Packs and packs and packs and packs of zinnias. Snapdragons, which I thought I had. Poppy. Forge. Here's my butchers. I thought I had some butchers, but I can't remember what color I have. It says red. So that's all I have. So I have everything that I've written down. The only thing I gotta look into is what my friends have. So there we have it. I will follow up on this video with my actual, once I get outside and count how many buckets I have and decide what I'm doing, I will get back with you guys on exactly which ones I'm planting, how much I'm planting, and when I start planting them. Thank you for watching my videos, and remember, if you like them, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.